The advantage of having 4 guests is that you can disappear for a bit. Oh no! I must have accidentally pressed go live. Here we are. Hello, everybody.
Shut up, phone. Oh no, that's like a bad time to go on.
Here we are. Hello, everyone. And welcome back to what is going to go down in history as one of the streams that happened today. The Fandom lives! My name is Vanwood, and I am your host today, and I'm joined by very exciting guests, some of the development team from Undertale AU dating simulation epic Bonely Hearts Club. Should we go down the order here and introduce ourselves? First, Butters.
Hello. I'm Butters. I write for Stretch. I'm very excited to be here. I may not sound like it, but that's just because I'm very tired.
Amazing. Just going to tweak your audio levels as we go. Kitterpie!
10 out of 10 introduction.
Amazing. Kitterpie!
So my name is Kit, and I am the writer for Red on the project.
Amazing.
I'll also do art for him as well, but we'll talk about that later.
Awesome. Yeah, we can talk about that today. Lost!
Hello, I am Lost. I am the writer for Sans.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
The one and only.
The one and only. Or indeed one of the ones, yes. And last but not least, holy crap, the one without whom none of this would be happening, Rayne!
Hi, I'm Rayne. I do the writing for Ash and Blue and Poplar and all the programming and then some of the art and the directing, I guess.
That's, I mean, you're the project lead, the numero uno.
The jack of all trades.
Amazing. So cool. Wonderful to have you all here. This is going to be a slightly different Fandom Lives. Up till now, we've been playing through Deltarune, but I figured as we've been, we're talking over this stream and then the next subsequent 2 streams to a bunch of people who have been working on Bonely Hearts, the demo of which came out Christmas about, was that right? About Christmas time? Halloween, sorry. Halloween of last year. So yeah, that's the next 3 streams. So I figured we'd swap over the games to actually go through a bit of Bonely Hearts, the demo that came out. And that's what's in the background you can see there. A few just generic general announcements. I guess first of all we should say thank you so much to Wishful Vixen for creating the amazing artwork that you can see of myself and the team here on my left, your left. It looks amazing.
The left.
It looks so good. It looks so good.
Yes, it does.
Super, super fun. Thank you so much, Wish, for all of that. Thank you as well to Nick Nitro, who created the kind of the theme tune that we're about to see in a couple of minutes' time. What else to talk about? Yeah, do ask us questions on the chat. I'll be trying my best to monitor that, but obviously we've got the game there as well, so just bear with me, I guess, as I do that. We have merch on sale as well, so check the below description for the link to our Teespring website. Lots of stuff to buy. The hoodie is my favorite thing. I wear it all the time. Please do take a look and support the podcast and the channel. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so much. Cool. And then what else? Oh yeah, straight after this, I'm going to jump into the Tan fan server just to hang out. If you guys would like to do that too, that's fine. If not, no worries. No worries. But that's where I'm going to jump across to. We've had some pretty hectic and mad times in these post-stream hangouts, so do come and join us. Cool. What else? I think that's pretty much it for now. Yeah, so with regards to the practicality of this, today's stream is the first of a 3-part sort of mini-series within the series, where we're talking to a bunch of people from the Bonely Hearts team. The next stream is in 1 week's time on the 15th of May, and then in 2 weeks after that, the 29th of May, the voice actors from Bonely Hearts will be appearing as well. So do tune in for that. Sorry, that was quite a lot of talking from me. Do you guys have anything you want to add? Points, reflections, rotations?
Still link to the demo.
Oh, good question. Hang on a sec. Should we get the
Yes, I was gonna say the demo's very important.
Yeah. We'll throw
It's
that in.
only like the spawn of this project.
That's right. So I've just put the link to the Bonely Hearts demo in the chat. Do take a look. You should consider this to be the
It's
kind
very-
of like tip of the iceberg, as it were.
It's a very great demo. Unfortunately, most of our writing will not be seen except for Rayne's, because Rayne created the demo because they're amazing.
Hmm.
But stuff that you will see that the writers have done is the undernet profiles, which are very funny ha-has.
Very cool. And again, we'll see your work when the full game does come out. Cool. I will show these guys this introduction opening credits reel that I'm too proud of. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, and we'll talk in a second. But before that, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to The Phantom Lives! Oh my god!
Died.
How about
Oh.
now?
Look what you did, Van.
I broke the thing.
Your majestic Britishness isn't audible. That comment, so good.
My majestic Britishness. Can we hear? Okay, that's great. Sorry, I forgot to I have to mute like our audio entries when the intro is playing. I forgot to switch it back. But yeah, we're back. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Was a bit loud. I will turn it down next time. But yeah, we've got the Bonely Hearts game here. This is what these guys have been working on for a while now. Let's have a look. It's a lovely spring afternoon. I'm curled up on my bed at home. It's not a bad place to be, I'll admit, a little lonely, but what can you do? Ah. So anyway,
Get a dog.
get a dog. How
How
is
convenient that gets brought up later.
how is your dog, Kit? Because you were talking about your dog earlier.
Oh, he's good. He's an older dog, so he has a tendency to kind of either A, bark at everything, or B, I just have to watch him a lot, because his eyesight's going, and I think his hearing's going as well, so I try to make sure that I keep his feeding schedule really consistent and everything.
Yeah. So we have a pair of rabbits, Harvey and Daisy, And Harvey's very old. and
Adorable.
He's got the same kind of thing. He just sits out in the run outside, and the neighbor's dog just kind of walks right up to him, just on the other side of like the kind of the kind of cage, and he just sits there. I don't think he knows that the dog is there, because just kind of like hangs out, doesn't mind it too much.
He just exists. He does nothing else. Just vibes.
Yeah. And in that respect, I've
Don't
got a
we
lot of
all?
respect for Harvey. Yeah,
What we're doing now, we're vibing
that's right. Just
on
fine.
live. I was almost gonna say television. This isn't television.
This.
Who uses TVs anymore?
That's true.
Honestly.
Like, I
Filmed
use
live in
my
studio.
TV. To be honest, the computer screen that I'm looking at right now is a TV screen. But then our actual TV, we actually just like connect the PS4 up to it and watch Disney Plus, and that's what we do. Cool.
That's a mood. Yeah, that's basically what I use my TV for: gaming or, streaming services, I suppose.
Yeah. Brings us to our sponsor for the today, NordVPN. No, I'm kidding. Why don't we talk about, like, I suppose Bonely Hearts is the current project that's got a lot of your time and your focus, guys. But maybe talk about, like, maybe before that, what were you guys doing, like, initially? I suppose if we turn the clock back to the first time you played Undertale, did you play it, like, straight after it was released, or did you take your time with it?
Oh God.
That's going
Uh,
back.
Yeah. Or how are we doing? Are we gonna go in order like we did our introductions, or?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Bear with.
Oh,
So Butters, go.
That means I am forced. Oh no. I do remember that I didn't get into Undertale like as soon as it got released. I do know like I had to. It was either like a couple of months after it's released or a year after it's released, but I never got into the fandom till like a while after its initial release. I do know that for a fact.
Okay. What changed?
I don't know. It's just like I learned more about it. I saw videos about it, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute. It's kind of funny. I like it. And yeah, then like I think around my birthday, we ended up getting it free via PlayStation because PS4 it was free that month.
Oh, right. So
I
you
think
got
what really got
PSN, yeah.
yeah.
That's cool.
I think what actually like really got me interested was the music because the music's very pretty.
Yeah, totally. Awesome. I love it. Kit.
So kind of to go off of, what Butters was saying, I actually backed the game on Kickstarter, or I think it was Kickstarter, I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
And I had followed Toby Fox since his Homestuck days, and also I played his Earthbound Halloween hack when it came out, so I've been kind of in it for for a while. But basically, I have simulator sickness, which means I can't play a lot of like the newer games.
Okay.
But Undertale was one of those games that really caught my attention, and funny enough, I know people are gonna be like, "Oh my god," but it's Sans. Sans was one of my favorite characters upon initial like viewing when it was kind of released. So I played Undertale when it first was released.
That's so cool. Like, if you supported the game, does that mean that your name appears in the credits?
It does. I have yet
Aw.
to find it after the
Really?
4 playthroughs that I've done. Yeah, you can try and find it. I don't like giving out my real name, but
No.
I have tried on multiple copies. I own the game, I think, on like PC. I own it on Switch and a whole bunch of other things, but I can't find it for the life of me. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Doesn't help
Because
that
it
like
could be
it's
in like
literally like, yeah, it doesn't help that's like you're like dodging the stuff and everything. So like
yeah, exactly. Like I think I saw it in the pinwheel section, but I'm not sure. I can't tell you, but yeah, I should be somewhere.
That is so cool. Man. So good.
all right, speed run. We gotta play the game and then find your name. Let's go.
She's not gonna find my name because I'm not gonna give my real name. It wasn't like a username.
Control Alt Delete. Okay, yeah. Awesome. Just a quick one. Mama Luigi 124. Thanks for the donation. That's really sweet of you. Especially as it's the first time in the stream. Hope you're having fun, enjoying the inherent madness. Lost.
So I was kind of vaguely aware of the game right after the Kickstarter, but I didn't get a chance to play it until a few months after. And I kind of been here ever since, even if for the longest time I was just lurking.
Yeah. Okay, so if you were lurking initially, I suppose. At what point does that go from just having like a passing interest in the game and maybe having played it to wanting to create works towards it, like writing or art or whatever?
I have no idea when that. I don't think it was ever like yes, I want to do this. It was more of a, yeah, sure, I'll doodle some things for this, and then it kind of spiraled out of control.
Amazing.
Mood.
Very cool. Okay, so was it the
That
case
one for me
that so when it comes to like bridging the gap between that early stuff and say for instance Bonely Hearts, was this something that you applied for, or was it the case that Rayne got in contact with you, or which way around does that go?
I
There's
applied for it.
applications.
Yeah, it was
I
applied.
Yeah,
applied as
we-
well.
Okay.
We all applied for it, yeah.
Okay, cool. Rayne, when did you play Undertale for the first time?
I think it was a couple weeks after it came out.
Yeah.
I was vaguely aware of the Kickstarter, but I didn't back it or anything because I was kind of poor.
Yeah.
Same.
I-
That's why we got it for free.
I did actually buy it when it came out for a friend of mine who wanted to play it but couldn't.
Mm.
And then after they played it and told me it was good, I got it for myself. But I wasn't really in the fandom or anything for the first like 4 years.
Okay. So that's quite a dramatic change from going from just like being on the periphery, having played it once or twice, to designing this game that we're watching now.
Yeah.
What changed?
I honestly don't know. I went to a new university and I was living in a dormitory and I had absolutely nothing to do. And I wasn't really like into anything at that point. And then I just remembered that it existed and then I just started hyper fixating on it. And I just never really stopped. And then I got really into the fandom.
Yeah. Was it like, did you discover the AUs that eventually ended up featuring in this game then? Is that the point at which you discovered that? Or
I've been aware of them, but I wasn't really like interested in them.
Okay. Very cool.
Until now.
Until now. That's right.
I think we all have our like little stories where we're like, oh hey, and then all of a sudden it just consumes you.
Now it lives
Yeah,
rent
pretty
free.
much.
Totally. So, just as an FYI, because I know that this is the first time that we've ever really spent any time together, really. My story is, played it the Easter after it, because it was released in like 2015, but Easter 2016, I played it for the first time in like 2 sittings. And I remember specifically the Undyne fight. Screw that! Why should I tell you what, this thing when you're about to die? And that, I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. This is a amazing game. And then I started like voice acting in earnest about it. Like, I had been a voice actor. I'd like applied for like 2 or 3 things and was thinking, yeah, this isn't really going anywhere. But Undertale is what really like roped me in and led to everything that happened since, including my D&D addiction. Yeah, cool. Have you guys heard of Dungeons and Dragons, by the way?
But yeah,
Yes,
of course, I have
Yep,
I
yep.
have a very shiny D20.
Oh, amazing.
I have an actual shiny boulder.
A boulder.
Yep.
With 20
It's a
sides.
giant
or-
D20.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's a giant D20. I could literally crack someone's skull open with it.
Oh,
That sounded
God,
like
but
it
I
just sounded
have
like you were just like,
a
hey,
weapon."
I've just got a shiny boulder. It sits in the corner of my house. It's big and it's heavy, but I love it anyway.
why did my brain go to SpongeBob for that? It's a rock.
I like that
I don't
boulder.
know.
That
It's
is a
a rock.
nice boulder. Awesome. So,
That is a nice boulder.
so you guys are like artists, right? Kit, you said that you do artwork as well for the game?
I do. Yeah, I applied to write for Red, and then my secondary was being an artist. And at the time, I didn't I didn't expect to get called for either of them, but I got both, and I'm really happy I get to be a part of the team. So
I don't think any of us expected to really get accepted, but that could just be anxiety, like, we're not good enough. And then the thing inviting us came in, and we're like, oh my god!
Yeah. I suppose a follow-on question just to that point is, if you do feel like anxiety sometimes, do you have any coping mechanisms with that? Is it, what would you recommend?
is this question for me specifically, or is it just for
Yeah.
kind of all of us?
For all of you, to be honest, I want to keep it sort of fairly open.
What I do is so I do deal with anxiety quite a bit. But what I usually do is I just step away from whatever I'm doing, and I know people a lot of times say meditation, but it actually does help just from the standpoint of just focusing on something else when you're like doing deep breathing exercises or things like that really help anxiety. At least for me, it does.
Yeah, and I guess as well, like, you might feel auditioning for a project like this that, oh man, this is going to be attracting lots of crazy talented people, and maybe you might have a bit of self-doubt as to whether or not you're talented enough, but the proof is in the pudding, isn't it? The fact is you're part of the team. This demo is evidence of the fact that you've done good work with it, and that matters. That's important. Cool.
Yeah, and another thing to go off of that too is the fact that we all auditioned for this. We weren't like randomly roped in. So I always, especially in our chat, our dev chat, I'm always trying to get, like, if people feel down about themselves or had anxiety about being on the team, I try to kind of be like, hey, but you auditioned for this. Like, you were chosen because of your audition. Like, you need to have a little bit more confidence in yourself and be proud of your own work.
Yeah, I do remember you talking to me about that, because I do mention a lot that, like, because I'm still like one of the younger adults when it comes to the dev team, and like I applied when I was like still in high school, so I didn't think like I was gonna get anywhere with my audition. I'm like, it's not good. Like everybody doesn't like nobody's seen my stuff, but they're applauding me for it anyways. And I remember Kit specifically told me that, yeah, but you applied. It was your writing that got you in here. It wasn't anyone else's. It was your work that got you in here. So you're obviously good enough to be a part of this team and be a part of this little, pretty much family that we kind of got going on. And that kind of boosted my confidence a bit, because I'm like, yeah, Kit's right, because I was in high school and my writing was probably sloppy because I did it on my phone, but like I was good enough to join, and just like everybody else was.
Yeah. So cool. So cool. Yeah, awesome. I suppose going back to like this idea of you've produced work in the past and you've demonstrated that you're good enough to be working on something like this. Is there anything that you're particularly proud of in terms of what you guys have made? If we go down the order again, because obviously I want to, keep this as organized as possible. But like, maybe think about what's something that you've made in the past, and possibly, just for the sake of clarity here, Bonely Hearts is obviously really, really great. Maybe think about something else that you've done in the past that you're really particularly proud of, that you think has worked before.
I thought, if you're like Bonely Hearts related, I'm like, well, I made 2 videos, and you're like, that isn't Bonely Hearts. I'm like,
I mean, if Bonely Hearts is the thing that you're most proud of, then that's fine. But I think some people watching might be interested in learning about other things that you've done. I mean, can you think of anything, Butters, or do you want to come back to you?
To be honest, I can't actually think of, like, this isn't like just me being depressing or anything. Like, no, it's just like I don't really do a lot of stuff that like I've like that I would be proud of. Like, sure, there's like the artwork that I do, but like generally, like the only thing that like I'm like magnificently proud of are like the Bonely Hearts related videos that I put up on my channel.
Yeah, that's cool. Maybe talk to us about them. Is it just playthroughs that you've done, or is it like behind the scenes?
No, it's like actual actual videos based on Stretch, the character I write on. I write.
Okay.
I released a video for Valentine's Day, pretty much just like a short, like I think it's like 5 minutes, maybe less than, of just Stretch popping in, wishing you a happy Valentine's Day and stuff like that, and it was really cute. And I remember spending godforsaken hours on the little sprites that I drew because flowers are horrible and I hate flowers, and I will rip them apart if I see them in my sight.
Oh gosh, you hate my character design then.
Not your character design. I just spent so long on these damn roses. It was ridiculous.
Okay. Kit. Same question, but for you.
So there's kind of multiple categories for this because I have a tendency to do a lot of things at one time. I don't recommend it. Try to prioritize yourself. But the reason I actually applied for Bonely Hearts in the first place was because I was really into Underfell, which I mean, obviously, because I write for Red, right? But basically, I had already written my version of Underfell, and then I also went ahead and did a whole bunch of other like different unique AUs to myself, and what my friends kind of helped me get inspired by. So I'm really proud of that. More recently, though, I've been working on my little shop, so I like sell artwork and things like that. And I'm actually going to start a Kickstarter here soon for plushie designs of my original characters. So I'm really excited about all of
Unintentional
that
promotion.
stuff. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I swear.
This is the time.
Shameless
and the place.
promo.
Stuff that I'm really.
That's fine. No, totally. Freaking.
It's just
do
stuff
it.
I'm really happy with. And then I'm kind of wanting to do more original work now. So I do the UT stuff on the side, but for the most part, I'm trying to write my own worlds and stories and things like that. So yeah.
So when that stuff gets off the ground with the plushies, can you forward me the link?
Yeah, of course.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Gib.
Would really, yeah.
I most definitely will.
Cool. Lost. Same question.
Well, this is definitely the biggest project I've worked on, and honestly, it's been super, super fun, and it's been kind of like a big learning curve with both art and writing, because like Kit, I'm both a writer and an artist. But this is really the only project I can think of. I mean, I have a few smaller writing projects and art projects.
Yeah.
But nothing quite to this scale.
Okay. So remind me, who do you do the art for?
I do the art for Ash, or I'm one of the artists for Ash.
Okay, great. When you talk about like a steep learning curve, what does that mean?
Well, I mean, you get a lot of practice in. It's kind of with writing. Okay, with writing, I really love writing sans because 90% of it is just terrible jokes, and
Yep,
I love
amazing.
writing terrible jokes.
Yep.
You're not wrong.
And with the art, I got to work a lot on like backgrounds and lighting, which I hadn't really done much of up until this point. So it was a lot of it was kind of a lot of learn as I go type deal.
Yeah, and again, it's amazing, isn't it? Like, I don't know if you guys have read much Ernest Hemingway, but you know, Ernest Hemingway's one of his well-known quotes is that the first draft of
First
anything...
draft's always shit.
Yep, there you go. I see that you are a person of culture as well.
No, I'm just a person of Randy Feltface.
Oh my god, you watched Randy Feltface?
Yes, I do, because he's funny.
Oh my god, he's my favorite. He's my favorite. Oh, if you guys... Okay, so seriously, everyone in chat, you need to Google Randy Writes a Novel and watch the whole hour-long special. It is the funniest...
funny!
It is the funniest shit. It's incredible.
It's just hilarious how he goes on a tangent about Hemingway, and then he's like, "You want to know the best thing about that story? First draft. Fuck you,
Hemingway!" Amazing. So good. I will forward it in VC later on because it is definitely worth watching. Yeah.
Yes.
Totally. Cool. Holy crap. Rayne. Is this
Same question, I presume.
Yeah, is this the big project, or have there been other ones in the past?
It's certainly the one that's going to be finished first.
What does that mean?
Well, I've sort of I have a passion for game development, and I'm actually going to be starting a master's for game development in September.
Oh, wow.
But so I've started like a bunch of smaller games and projects with a good friend of mine, Cal, but they've never really been finished, and so we've put them on the back burner for the most part so that we can finish this one first. Cal actually does the editing for all the roots. They read all of the final scripts and then fix things like grammatical errors or typos, or try to make the voices match so that the game feels a little more like one solid unit,
Yeah.
but trying to preserve all of the charm of our different writers.
Yeah, so I was going to say, it must be quite a challenge when you have multiple writers on the same team doing the same game, but you want to maintain like a feeling of consistency through the whole thing.
Helps when you're the developer and you're also writing for 3 characters.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Take a break, you overworking douche.
Oh my gosh.
I'll try.
So on the game development front, have you heard of someone called Yahtzee Croshaw?
I have not.
Yahtzee Croshaw is a game critic that did a show in the noughties and up till today. He's one of these YouTube guys that have been around for years and years and years, called Zero Punctuation.
Oh yeah, I know Zero. Yeah.
He did an offshoot series a couple of years ago called Yahtzee's Game Dev Diary. He set himself the challenge to like create a little game every month for 12 months.
Wow.
And that's created a really, really interesting series. He creates like 2 episodes per month, one of which is like, here's my premise for the game, and then 2 weeks later, here's how it's going, and then it repeats every month. It's worth watching. Like, I know nothing about game development, but obviously you get a little bit of an insight. I'm a complete layman, but having a bit of an insight into what's involved is, yeah, enjoyable. I would recommend it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I get stressed just about the 2-month timeline that we have for our game projects in my particular program. So the thought of that just freaks me out.
Yeah, it's a bit of a glutton for punishment, I think. Papyrus, hello. Let me just take a look at my list here. Cool. So we've talked about obviously your connection with Bonely Hearts and the work that you guys did to kind of join the team, and what you've done, what you're proud of in and outside of Bonely Hearts Club. A question that I've been asking most of our guests here across the series is one that I think about quite a lot. As somebody who does semi-regular content creation, it's I don't know, maybe you guys can connect with what I'm talking about. If you make something, say for instance a YouTube video about Bonely Hearts Club or whatever, you may create something and it gets lots and lots of attention and traction, and that's really exciting and it's very encouraging, but then you might put as much effort, or if not more effort, into something else, and it doesn't get nearly as much attention. I suppose my question for each of you guys is that balance between creating something that is going to get attention and creating something that you're genuinely passionate about. How do you balance that, I suppose? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Butters,
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think?
Do we want to go in order again?
Yeah,
Or...
I think going in order is making sense. Are you okay to
Okay.
go, Butters, or?
It's just a touchy subject, especially with people who are artists. I'm sure everyone else who's an artist can agree, especially with that kind of topic. Because it's almost like a well-known fact. It's like it's bound to happen. Fandom stuff of something that's very popular, more likely than not, will always get more traction, views, attention, way more than like original works will. And it's not of the factor of you're not good, it's more the factor of it's not popular. And that's like a big problem because people don't support original work, they support fan stuff, which is, it sucks, but it's life. And I rarely post anything to my social medias because of that factoid, because it's just kind of discouraging to be like, yo, I spent like 4 hours working on this. No likes? About what I expected.
Yeah. I suppose. What does that mean? Does that mean that you're more drawn to producing fandom works, or?
Because if you're someone who if you're like unemployed and you really need money and you need commissions so you can get by, you probably will be more drawn to do more fan stuff. That way your stuff can get out there a lot easier. And your stuff can be spotted easier and more regularly than normal works.
Okay.
Which sucks, but it happens.
What do you think, Kit?
This subject's like a dagger to my heart.
I'm sorry.
So no, it's fine. It's fine. I have gotten on my quote unquote Tumblr soapbox often about this subject. Because I feel like there are so many talented people out there that have a lot to give. And fandom stuff is fantastic. I mean, I wouldn't be here if I didn't have the fandom stuff, obviously. But my biggest thing is that when you create for a specific fandom and you kind of, I don't want to say pigeonhole yourself, but basically like lock yourself into it, it tends to become even more discouraging as time goes on because, you know, we're artists and we're human beings. And I feel like a lot of times, especially on social media, there's a distinct mentality of you're here to make me things. And sometimes it makes you kind of feel like a content machine, and it's upsetting and sad. And I want to share, you know, my new ideas with people rather than getting like 500 notes on drawing a sans doodle. I don't know. It's a hard thing for me to talk about because I personally am trying to transition to more original content than just the Undertale stuff, because it's been you know, I feel like I want to follow kind of Toby's example where he made the Earthbound Halloween hack from Earthbound because that was a fantastic game and he had a passion for it, so he made something for the fandom, but then he was able to go on and make something even better and something that people really relate to. So, you know, that's kind of where I stand on the whole topic.
Yeah, and I guess it's a total unknown, isn't it? How do I know that this idea that I have is going to break into, you know, the hearts and minds of many people?
Right.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Of course, you don't have to answer anything.
Oh, no, I'm not uncomfortable at all. It's something that I've been dealing with a lot lately, and as someone who gets a lot of DMs and stuff telling me, like, when's your next fanfic update? And I really want to let people know that that means a lot to me, that you care. At the same time, I'm a hardworking student. I have my own business, and I'm doing a lot of different stuff, so I need to kind of justify to myself to spend like 10 hours on a draft for a chapter or a fic or art or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just a little bit tough sometimes, and the algorithm is not helpful, honestly. That's why Butters mentioned it a little bit, where, you know, you have to play to the algorithm a little bit, and when you're doing your own stuff, I mean, you can't do that. There's no tags for it because it doesn't exist. So
yeah, which is funny because considering that Tumblr doesn't run on an algorithm like most social medias do. Literally, Tumblr relies on human interaction. It relies on people liking and reblogging. It's not like Twitter will be like, oh, this person you don't follow, but like they like what you like. It's
does
so
it have
weird.
an algorithm, really?
No, it literally only relies on someone going, I like this, and reblogging. That's why you see so many stuff like, if you like something, please reblog it as well. That way it can be seen. Because Tumblr isn't a BS algorithm. There's no, you're verified, have a check mark. It's just human interaction. If you like it, other people will see it. If you don't, then it's lost.
Yeah. The whole likes versus reblog is a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and we're not even gonna touch on that.
No, I mean, I want to give Lost and Rayne a chance. Lost, what do you think about all this?
Well, I have a kind of pessimistic way to go about it. I genuinely cannot tell most of the time what is going to be like, okay, people really like this or people really don't.
Hmm.
So I kind of tend to like hope for the best, expect the worst type deal.
Yeah.
So I'm not like, I'm putting all my, like, I'm not putting all the stock into this one thing and expecting it to get big, and it doesn't. And
Hmm.
that's kind of just seems like setting myself up for failure. So I just don't tend to put much stock into what I'm hoping is getting big and what I'm thinking is not going to.
I mean, I don't know if I'd necessarily describe that as being pessimistic, Lost. I think that's probably quite a mature way of going about things. Like, understanding that any one thing that I might create may not necessarily get lots of traction. Maybe it is a little bit sort of cynical to think this, like what I'm about to say, but like the notion that, hey, if I keep on throwing things out there, eventually something will stick, simply because of laws of numbers and averages, and I think that's possibly fair enough, because you have to be realistic.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't have any additional elements to that thought. Do you have anything else to add on it, or?
No, I don't think so. I think that's about where I stand on that.
Yeah. Rayne, what are you thinking?
I agree with every point that everyone else has made so far. They're very experienced with all of this.
Yeah.
I've been posting art online for like almost 10 years at this point, I think. I started on DeviantArt doing Warrior Cats fan art. But my current account with all the Undertale art is definitely the most popular one that I've gotten, and I've really tried really hard not to focus on gaining traction or likes or blogs or comments, because while they're really nice and they make me really happy, I've noticed that I have a really bad pattern with really focusing on that, and when something doesn't do as well, it hurts a lot. And while it's important to kind of like understand why it hurts and figure out ways to cope with that, because rejection in anything is important to understand and be able to take.
Yeah.
It's good to try and not look at it, I guess, to if you see yourself going into that cycle of, oh, how many likes does this have versus how many likes does this have, should I do more of this instead, then it's important to try and do it for yourself as much as possible. And then if you get into that cycle, try and break it, which is why I actually took a pretty extensive break from social media on Tumblr for a while.
Yeah.
Kind of recently, I think it was. But I don't know. It took a long time to figure that out for myself.
Yeah. And I think it's an experience, and it's a journey that everybody who creates online has to go through at some point. There has to be a reconciliation of, I'm passionate about a thing and I want people to see my work, but there's no guarantee that it will be seen by anyone at all. And I think you're saying lots of really useful things, like understanding that creating for yourself, as David Bowie said, right? Creating for oneself is the truest form of creation, and that should be enough for anybody. Of course, it's easy for David Bowie to say because he's one of the biggest pop stars of all time. But
Yeah.
but
That's just a little biased, my guy.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I guess it's easy to look at superstars saying that kind of thing and saying, yes, easy for you to say, oh, it's really tough to get my OCs out there, and then we look at something like frickin' Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss and think, oh wow, well, it's obviously possible. But I suppose, yeah, balancing all of this stuff is a thing that everybody who creates online does go through, and I think it's important to kind of be kind to, well, other people, of course, but actually yourself. You count as a person as well. So showing yourself a bit of kindness is also a thing that's worth doing. So thank you for that. I think in terms of the mission objective for this stream, that question is underpinning an awful lot of the motivation behind this show. So the question that we just answered together. So thank you. And yeah, I do hope that, you know, as Bonely Hearts maybe releases and grows, that will open doors for all of you, because you deserve it. You really deserve it.
Aww.
Just to quickly jump onto chat. Sally isn't here anymore, but donated $20, which is flipping ridiculous. Thank you. I would send Sally a message on Discord later. Sally Turk's been following TwoAllNighters for a long time and is really really lovely. Question
So you got
from
$5, Sally?
yeah. Dryamidi is asking us a question. Is it not too late to apply as a volunteer? Okay.
Rayne?
Yeah, that's the question.
So we actually have people signed up for all of the backgrounds that we require at this point. But I haven't announced this yet, but I was going to do it later. We actually do need a new date illustrator for Russ.
Okay.
So I was actually going to save that announcement for closer to the release date. So if other people leave or we have more spots to fill, I can have just like a big ol' announcement. But I'll just throw that out there for people to be aware of, I guess.
Okay. That's Dryamidi. Thank you for that question. Hopefully that maybe a door is opening there. Who knows? Keep your eye on what's the platform that you kind of release most of the updates and announcements on?
The Tumblr for sure.
Tumblr. Yeah. Keep your eye on the Tumblr. Cool. All right. I don't think there's anything else in terms of questions here. Oh, Crash J has donated $2. Thank you so much. What's your favourite part of base Undertale? Also, hi, Kit.
Hi,
Everyone here loves Kit.
Oh no.
Bear with me. I'm just going to adjust my volume a little bit. What is your favourite part of the base Undertale?
Good question. Because what's not to love about Undertale, for one thing?
Yep. I've already told you mine, the freaking Undertale fight. Like, the
I
moment...
should tell you that story when you're about to die.
That was the moment where I was like, oh my god, this game is incredible. I mean, there's so many brilliant moments, but that was the one that I always remember most fondly, because it was like, this has gone from an interesting idea to, holy crap, this game's amazing. Buzz, what do you think?
I think one of my favorite parts from base Undertale is probably like close to the beginning when you're fighting Toriel, and how like she's not fighting you because she's like trying to be like she just wants to protect you. She's tired of seeing children wander out and then eventually die because Asgore is trying to do the right thing for his people. She's tired of seeing lives lost, and I think that's really sad because she's doing the wrong thing for the right reason, and I think that's really sweet, especially as she like finally just gives up and breaks down, and she's like, I know I can't keep you here. You'd be unhappy, but please don't come back because I don't want to see me fail again. And I'm like, oh, goat mama.
Yeah, brilliant. Kit.
I was like thinking about this because I've played it so many times. I'm trying to pick just one. The thing when I first played it initially, when we knew nothing about like the genocide run or anything like that, which I've never done, by the way, I'm too scared to do it. Is being able to hug and forgive Azriel, because for me, I think that message of even when people do, horrible things, like, you still have the power in yourself to forgive them if they're willing to take the apology and if they're willing to kind of work with you with it. And that really hit home for me. So I think that's my favorite part. And especially the little sprite animation where they get a little hug is just so cute.
Yeah, Amazing. That's awesome. Lost.
I can't say I have a specific favorite part. I love how well written all the characters are with all the little tiny details that you can find throughout the game that just kind of build them up to be more than just, little pixel dudes making funny jokes. Um,
Yeah, that's awesome. Who do you think's best written?
Rayne doesn't get the answer to the question.
No. Sorry, I'm mixing up the order here. I just think that.
Speed run.
Oh yeah, we need to find Kit's name at the end of the freaking.
You
Sorry-
won't
sorry.
find it. I can't even find it.
Yeah. Sorry, Rayne. I'll let you answer. What do you think is the best part of the Undertale game?
Like I really can't just pick one thing. Like the charm, the comedy, the music. It's really just one big conglomerate of really well done parts.
So cool, so cool. So Lost, who's the best written character in the game?
I like them all for different reasons, but probably Papyrus.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of
Just
quantity,
because
right?
There's a...
Yeah.
Zip.
Hey, listen here. You're correct.
Oh God.
No, I mean, there's a lot of just little, especially with him, because you get the most interaction with him with the phone calls that you
Yeah.
can do.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So you get a lot of time spent with Papyrus throughout the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Very, very cool.
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
Hmm?
Another one of my favorite parts from the base game is like when Papyrus calls you, he's like, "Hey, what are you wearing?" It is so he can tell Undyne the opposite. But like, no matter what you say, he'll tell you what you're He'll tell what you're wearing, and I
Yeah.
just think that's honestly hilarious to me for some reason. He's like, "I'm wearing a pink tutu." Okay, I'm saying that you're wearing a pink tutu. Why would you say that?
Yeah. Amazing.
I
So
think
good.
a thing about the characters too is that even like I'm sure you've seen a million times on either Tumblr or YouTube or whatever, like all these theory videos and things like that. And those
Yeah.
are interesting. But the characters are so well written. There's just so much to them and Undertale's not really that long. I think it's like a couple hours, maybe. I'm not entirely sure on that one. But basically you look at a character and you're like, oh, they're gonna be like this, and they're not. And I think that's really got my attention when I played the game was just how well it was written. I mean,
Yeah.
everything else is fantastic, obviously, but that's just one thing that I kind of pick out of it.
That's definitely the thing, isn't it? The notion that a character will say something to you, but be thinking something else, is something that, for something so apparently basic in terms of its appearance as Undertale, it's not something that you're expecting. So
I
it does.
think
It does. make a
that's
big
one of the
impact.
cool things about Papyrus.
Totally. So good. Oh, crumbs. We have a $10 donation. Flippin' heck. Guys, we are getting so many donations today. Thank you so much. You're all very generous. Che has given us $10. Rayne Undertale. I love you guys. I was wondering, how do you go about composing the soundtrack for Bonely Hearts Club? Who's behind that?
Egg.
Yeah, we have Egregious Stamen who actually composes the music. I don't know how they do it, but they do it.
And they do it well.
Magic.
Amazing.
I make lovely music, and I'm and it. Continue. I'm a
Live
writer,
streaming,
not a speaker.
everybody. Oh Christ! Amazing.
I can't wait to rewatch this and watch me fumble over my words.
Oh, don't worry about it. Nothing.
we love you,
nothing.
Butters.
Nothing will beat the intro theme. Oh my god. And forgetting to freaking switch the microphones back on. Awesome. Great. We'll do one more question going down the order again. Thank you for bearing with me as I figured out like the best way to do this and help you all feel kind of included and stuff. I hope you have. let's say someone's watching this and they're thinking, oh man, the game looks really cool, and oh man, these people, people might be watching this and thinking, oh, I want to get involved in something like this or create something like this. What advice would you give them if that was what they wanted to do? What advice would you give to somebody who wanted to create content? I'll tell you what, should we go the other way around? Because Butters has been going first for the entire evening, and I think that's pretty mean.
It's fine.
Does Rayne feel like... Do you feel like you can go first, Rayne, on that one? Or do you need more time to think?
I think I can go first on this one.
Go for it.
Basically what I did was I just talked about it to myself kind of on my blog. I was like, oh, I want to make this thing. I think it'd be kind of fun. Because I have followers that like to interact with me, which is kind of a privilege in and of itself right there. I had some people throwing out ideas at me to go with that. And eventually I was just coming up with so many ideas for this that I actually made a separate blog for it just so I could kind of compile them all in one location for myself. And then eventually I realized, oh, this is actually too large to do by myself. And if I do this by myself, I will fail or just never finish it. So that's where I just kind of put together that application form. Was like, hey guys, I have this idea. Would anyone like to join me? And that's kind of how it all started with this. So I mean,
And 1,000 people said yes.
Well, it was. I think it was like 90. So I mean, it was a decently large chunk of people that I had to sift through. There were so many spreadsheets involved with figuring out who wanted to do what, and like how many people I could sort of manage and required. And so I mean, I kind of come from a really privileged standpoint with that, where I had people already like interested in the idea because I had followers. But I mean, the best that I can say is if you want to make a group, either pull together some friends that, you know, are passionate about the ideas you have, or just, you know, throw it out there and see if anyone wants to join you.
Awesome. Amazing. So we're working our way up the list, aren't we? So last, any advice to anyone who might want to make content?
Yeah, especially with writing things, know where you're going with it. Know what the ending is going to be, because getting from point A to point B is important, but know where you're going with it. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of messy towards the end, especially in group projects where you have a lot of components going in. You got to have some kind of like, this happens, this happens, this happens. So everyone can work together to kind of get to the point that you want.
Yeah. Really, really good advice. Yeah, great. As a Star Wars fan, really, really good. Maybe Disney should pay attention to that. And sorry, I'm going to stop talking. Rise of Skywalker was the worst movie ever made. Oh, seriously. My fiance would tell you, we got out of the cinema having watched Rise of Skywalker, and I was angry. I was gripping the steering wheel tight, and I was like, I'm not happy right now. I'm going to my room. Don't talk to me. Anyway, sorry. That was a tangent. Dear Mr. Disney. No, great.
Mr. Disney.
Kit, what are you thinking?
For the sake of not sounding like a meme, I guess my best advice would be just do it, because honestly, I don't want to sound pessimistic when saying this, but you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail a lot, so you might as well fail forward, if that makes sense. Where you are just trying everything you can, and eventually something will come your way. And a lot of times, I don't even remember who sent me the application for Bonely Hearts. They were like, hey, you're an Undertale creator. You used to go by Fallen Fell Frisk at the time. And why don't you just try this? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I have university work, and that's a lot of work, and I have this, and I have that. And I kept making excuses for myself until I finally just said, you know what? I'm going to apply. I'm going to apply and see where I get. So I guess my best advice is just go for it.
Amazing. So good. Like spaghetti. Like spaghetti. Keep throwing it at the wall and see what sticks. Very cool. Butters. What are you thinking?
What was the question again?
What advice would you give to someone on the stream in the chat who might want to create content?
Just do it. Because there's no such thing as an original idea, but there are forms of tweaking an idea that is made that can make it your own. So just go out there and do it. If you don't think it's good, that's gonna happen. No one ever thinks that their art is great when they first try. Just do it. Keep trying. Keep trying.
Man, that
Because
Sorry.
no one's ever perfect on the first go around.
Yep.
kind of reminds me of the Sandersides episode. You guys watch Sandersides? You don't know what I'm talking about? That's cool.
No.
No, sorry.
No. It's good. I just obviously watch too much YouTube. There's also this this author slash like D&D developer named Matthew Colville, and he's made an incredible video that I'll tag all of you in after this about like that exact thing, like staying motivated and thinking that you have something that's pretty cool that you want to share with the world, but it will take practice because we develop taste long before we develop skill. In other words, we know that what we're creating is garbage a long time before we can do anything about it. So yeah, I totally relate to that, and you know, think it makes a lot of sense. Very cool. Wow.
I actually have one more thing I want to add.
Go for it.
Cal can't type in the chat, but they're texting me on the side, and they reminded me of one thing. It helps to have a friend that will force you to finish, because I'm really bad about finishing projects, but because I have Cal who can yell at me and set deadlines for me, I've been just slowly trudging forward. So like at least telling someone like, hey, I want to finish this thing by this date, can you like poke at me to make sure I actually do it? It will probably help.
Yeah, a bit of accountability. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's good.
Don't worry, Blair. You don't worry, Rayne. You have all of us to help you do that for BAC.
With pitchforks. No, I'm kidding.
I'm not. With pitchforks.
Hilariously,
very cool.
that's actually a business thing too. The fact that you like tell someone your goals and then you stick with them is actually very important in business and management and things like that. So.
Yeah, setting out a plan as to what you want to achieve and a time frame, and yeah, that's really good. I should probably do that at some point. Cool. Yeah, great. Well, we've hit the hour, which has flown by. Holy crap. I guess how do I save this? I'm gonna save it. Save. Cool. What I'll do is I'll jump back out of the game here. This is where we'll pick up from gameplay wise for next time. I hope that you guys have enjoyed our little discussion here. I'm gonna kind of tie it up neatly with a bow. What I'll do is just as a closing thing, I'll ask you each to basically just do a little sign off, really, and that can be social medias if you want, or just like a little closing thing. Yeah. Butters?
Oh, now I get to go first.
The most stressful one. It's
Is
you.
it? Oh god.
Just because my name starts with a B, how dare you?
Taste. Yep.
I mean, I guess like if you want to help support everyone who's a part of this project, my social medias are in the description, my Tumblr and my Twitter. I forgot to link my YouTube, which was very dumb of me. But if you look up Yellow Chimera on YouTube, you should see me and the cringe that I make.
Yeah. Cool.
It's where you will find the Stretch Valentine's Day video.
I am gonna look that up. I need to write this down.
No, don't do that.
Too late.
I know how I said to do that, but don't do that.
You can't reverse psychology, people, Butters.
You should.
Cool. Lost. Ah.
Oh, it's out of order. Oh no.
Oh yeah, it is. Sorry, we're fine. Just go with it.
Okay. Yeah, my link should also be in the description. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh yeah, it's been really fun.
Yeah, it was very fun.
Awesome. Kit.
Same here. So, I believe all my stuff is in the description below. Kind of was rebranding for a while, but I believe those are updated. But yeah, so thank you so much for letting me. Well, okay, I want to thank Rayne for letting me be a part of the team. Because
Love you, Rayne.
I was always self-conscious about how I wrote Red, and then you really helped me realize that people really like my version of him. So that makes my day, first of all, and I'm glad
We
that I
all
get to be
do,
a part
kid.
of this. Oh, thank you.
The way that you write Red is fantastic, and I'm glad that he is a part of this project, and I'm glad that so are you.
Oh no, you're gonna make me like do the I get all fleshy and weird, but yeah, so I'm just happy to be a part of this, and again, like everyone else, so if you want to support the team, that would be fantastic, and obviously support the writers, the artists, and everyone else that's on it. So
Very cool. And Rayne.
Yeah, I guess thanks for all the love and support all these months. I mean, it's been like 7 months since the demo released, and there's still like so much love for it that I kind of struggle
that
to
long?
understand it. Yeah, basically.
Oh my
really-
gosh.
Yeah.
Yep.
it's
no,
been a
I
long
didn't
time.
need to hear that number.
Time flies so quick.
I know.
See, it went by so fast. I thought it was released at Christmas. That's mad.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
I know we've been working on this project for about a year now. Our 1-year anniversary on project actually went by a couple months ago, but I didn't know it's been out for 7 months. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like, there's so much love for it. It's kind of hard to comprehend it sometimes, but like, it's really amazing, and all of the people I've gotten to meet because of this project and befriend and interact with is phenomenal. And I really made it with the explicit purpose of kind of shining a light on people that don't always, get noticed in the fandom, or just like bringing everyone together to kind of just work on one big collaborative project. And it seems to be really successful so far. So I'm really excited to see it to fruition.
Amazing. David has reminded me of the last thing that we always feature on The Fandom Lives. Just bear with me for a moment. I am going to Control C and Control V a word into no VC. Okay? Your challenge is to read it out loud. First try.
Oh no.
Off you go.
Oh.
We'll say who's going to go first this time.
What?
Lost. Off you go. The
Oh,
Dog
boy.
Novel
All right,
Challenge begins now.
All right. Oh boy, I'm already lost. All right. Incredible dribble drabble drab dabba dabba dibble dobble dobby dobba dobba nobble. That's what I'm going with.
That is a freaking great effort. Fantastic. Wow. Amazing. That was Lost. Kit.
Me? Oh no. Okay. Oh, this hurts my brain.
Don't think. Just do it.
Incredibibble babble dibble dribble drab bab bibble dibble dooble doo doobie dob nobble.
Fantastic. This is brilliant. Amazing. Someone needs to do like a freaking clip. Anyway, yeah. Awesome. Butters.
Rayne, you go.
Oh.
Okay. Incredid dabba dibble dibble dribble drabba dabba dibble dobble dobby dob nobble.
Whoa! You guys are better at this than the voice actors that we've had on the show. This is concerning. Butters, it's on you.
I like how you compliment us, and then I'm like, oh, here, time to throw that compliment in the trash.
No. Oh God.
Incredid dab dibble bad ibble drabble drab abba dab dibble double dubby bob nobble.
Fantastic. Oh God. I suppose I should probably do it, shouldn't I?
Yeah, coward.
Incredida dibble bed dibble dribble drabba dabba dibble double dubby dub dub double.
And here's where I leave. That's
What?
Don't forget, I did invent the word in the St. Mather's Rodeo. Fantastic. All right.
God tier.
Oh no, the soundboard's come out. I think that's the time to leave. Bless you guys. Thank you so much for joining me this evening, and thank you for watching, guys. We had like up to 45 people at one point, so that was really cool. And thank you so much to those of you who have been donating. That's extraordinarily generous. Please look below to social media links and give these guys some love. And yeah, we will be updating the Bonely Hearts project on a regular basis. Cool. We'll oh fucking. Join us next week on the 15th of May for the next group of friends from the Bonely Hearts Club development team. We will see you then at 8 p.m. British Summertime BST. Love you guys. We'll see you in the Discord voice chat in the fan server now.
I ain't gonna never stop loving you, bitch.
And see you next time for the Fandom Lives. Goodbye. Goodbye.